Former Dibble police officer Richard Searcy is without a job, and he really doesn't know why. He was fired earlier this month, and he says it may have something to do with how many cars he's supposed to stop on these roads.
You know, to turn around and tell me that I can't justify putting you on full time till your numbers come up, that's like saying, okay, you got to write a bunch of tickets to be hired here. That's not right.
Richard Searcy has served the Dibble community for many years, but as of this month, he is no longer on the force.
No reasons given. The only thing I can think of is he got pissed off because I stood up to him.
Searcy says this happened in April. The department requires at least one written contact per hour. That includes warnings and citations. After an evaluation, the chief noticed the officer failed to meet the required number of contacts that week.
Then the next weekend I come into work, and there's a letter in my box. I open it up. It's a reprimand letter for not making contacts.
Upset by his boss's actions, Searcy signed the letter but left one small message at the bottom.
I signed this under protest. I do my job. I will not make up excuses to pull vehicles over.
Searcy says the chief didn't like his written commentary.
He says the town of Dibble and the Dibble Police Department, due to my suggestion, has terminated you.
The police department sent us this written statement saying there is no quota citation requirement. And in order to protect the privacy of current and former employees, it will not discuss Searcy's termination. In Dibble, Kelsey Gibbs, Oklahoma's News Channel 4.
Kaylee Wood was driving.
Good cop exposes 1 ticket per hour quota scam after being fired for refusing to enforce it. For years now, the Free Thought Project has reported on police departments all throughout the country of instituting a mandatory quota system for traffic tickets and criminal violations, among other things. Now one fired police officer is echoing our reports. Dibble, Oklahoma Reserve Police Officer Richard Searcy says he was fired for not writing enough tickets. He posted to his Facebook of his devotion to his job, and knowledge of his profession. For the town of Dibble citizens. I have been a police officer for 12 years, I know my job. Complaining about his department's 1 contact per hour mandatory quota, contact meaning ticket or otherwise warning to the public. Image, http://pixel.watch/QT7. I also know that sometimes you don't have any contacts on your shift or very few, and other days you are very busy. Searcy says his problem started in April when he was written up for not writing enough tickets during one 4-hour period on April 15, mandatory 1 contact per hour. On April 15 I went on duty at 8 a.m. at 12:00 and I was with a community service worker till 3:30 p.m. I was called on a pursuit at around 3:32 p.m. The police chief Brian Morrell writes me up on April 21 for not having any contacts in that 4 hours. Searcy objected to being written up and told reporters that he signed the reprimand under protest, writing, "I will not make up reasons to stop vehicles." He described his frustration with his police chief Brian. Brian wants the police officers to have 1 stop every hour worked. I told him I would not make up reasons to stop vehicles. This comment made him mad or upset. So the next shift I worked he called me in to discuss the letter of reprimand. I told him that sometimes you just don't have anything to stop vehicles for. And that there is more to an officer's job than just stopping vehicles. Addressing his part-time status on the police force, and his desire to serve his hometown full-time, Searcy wrote that the town's police budget depends a lot on generating revenue from ticket writing. For the last year and 4 months I was just employed part-time. Brian told me, how can I justify putting you on full-time until the number of citations you write goes up? I guess they expect a lot of the town's income to be from citations. I guess to be full-time officer in the town of Dibble you have to write a lot of citations. Echoing the frustrations of the public at large, who often feel they're being targeted by police, harassed, and given tickets for frivolous reasons, he continued his statement siding with the public. Searcy wrote, "I liked working for our town. But not everyone that gets stopped deserves a citation." He said his firing party in the little country town took place on May 2nd and that he had no idea he was going to be fired. May the 2nd they had a council meeting. I wasn't there because I didn't know I was on the agenda. May the 3rd Brian came to my residence and told me I had been terminated due to his recommendations. Cersei said he was fired behind closed doors and then notified on the 3rd of May. He wasn't given a chance to defend himself against the chief's accusations. When the town fires someone, they have an executive session where the police chief and the council meet in private. The police chief can tell the council whatever he wants about the person he wants to fire without that person being there to defend theirself. So who knows what is true and what is made up? He tells the council what he wants to get the council to vote the way he wants it to go. He ended his Facebook post with a warning to Dibble's residents. So watch yourselves, cause there will be a lot of citations given. It might not seem like a big deal to those living in metropolitan regions, but in small towns with few residents, getting stopped by police once per hour is a very big deal and leads to the type of distrust the American public seems to be experiencing in general. As the Free Thought Project reported this week, one such frivolous traffic stop was caught on camera in North Enid, Oklahoma. There, an officer was confronted with a lady who'd stopped to say hello to a family friend and was cited for having parked her car. She never got out of her vehicle and seemed to only stay a few minutes before she was cited. The video has recently gone viral and can be seen by clicking here. It appears there's a fiscal crisis in law enforcement driving many officers to compromise their integrity and their commitment to protect and serve the community, all for the sake of revenue. There may be coming a time when law enforcement officers will simply have to revolt against mandatory 1 contact per hour quotas such as Dibble, Oklahoma's police department has enacted. Until then, the parasitic nature of police departments will continue to stoke more divide between the police and the policed.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it, 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt-free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, if I got, you know, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. You know, 47,000 of you so far right now. You know, $1 a day. I mean, $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.